Hello students and welcome to Education 1300, our Learning Frameworks class, and welcome to our Blackboard show. What I'd like to do in this tutorial video is just give you an overview of how you're going to go about navigating our course, including in this first week. So I'm going to walk you through this area that's labeled course content, and I'm also going to show you what appears here in this top area. It doesn't have a title, but what we're going to call it is the course menu. And I also want to refer to a few things over here in this left-hand side area that's labeled details and action. So for this first week of classes, just take all the time and energy that you need to really read. So read everything, especially here in this Start Here folder, because it's going to give you a really great grounding for the semester. So what is the Start Here folder? So go ahead and click on that, open it up, and you'll see a bunch of stuff comes up and is available to you. So you'll see these elements here below. So go ahead and take the time and the energy to read it, and we're going to go ahead and explore these folders. So we're going to start with the Welcome folder. I'm going to click on that and open it. And in the Welcome Start Here folder is information about me, just to get to know me, your professor, a little bit better, including some information about my professional and personal background. You'll get to know a little bit about me, the teaching hours, office hours, and so forth. So it welcomes you to this course. It tells you a little bit more about me, and also it tells you about our education department and my colleagues. All right, the next information section is called the Essential Course Information, and that is a critical section. So please spend a good amount of time and energy here. And this tells you some essential information about the course, including the course description, and also it tells you the required textbooks and materials for this class. So right here is that citation for the textbook. It also tells you about what you need to know for the course. So you can see there are 10 important guidelines here for this course, and there are also some additional expectations. So you can see there are expectations that I have as the faculty for you, the students, and there are also expectations that you all should have for me as the instructors, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. The next section is the syllabus and the calendar. Those are, of course, two very critical pieces of information that I have available to you. So we're going to go into that section called Syllabus, Calendar, and Course Policies. And so when you go in there, you can see that I have the syllabus available to you in the concourse format and also as a Microsoft Word document. So I would recommend that you print out the syllabus, and if you scroll down a little bit more, you can see the calendar is available also as a Microsoft Word document. It is also embedded in the syllabus as well. And I would recommend that you print out the syllabus and the calendar and always have those available to you as you go through the weeks and the months ahead. You can also see that we have links to the STC academic calendar and the final exam schedule. If you scroll down, there is additional information available to you, including a video about class times and study times in college. All right, as you go down a little bit more, you will see the next two resources are resources that are available to you at the college. The first one is for Blackboard help, and the second one is for additional college services and resources, whether that might be advising, counseling, financial aid, the CLE, the library. These are all clickable links for services to help you and to assist you in being successful at the college. And then lastly, this is the privacy statements at the college. So in summary, this Start Here folder will always be available to you. It never closes all semester, but again, take some time and energy this first week of classes to make sure that you know what is available in the folders. But the most important sections, of course, would be the syllabus calendar and course policies, and also those important guidelines and expectations in the essential course information section. So we're going to go ahead and close that Start Here folder. Now what we're going to look at is what's underneath the Start Here folder, and I want to point you in the direction of how to get a hold of me in case you have some questions. So one of the things is called Pronto, and that is an instant messaging tool. So if you need to instant message with me or with your classmates. Now I do want you to note that there are certain hours that I am not available to you for the instant messaging. So please read that notation. But you can also instant message with your classmates. So you might want to make use of Pronto. You'll also notice that there is a link here for technical issues to get a hold of distance education, more recently renamed digital learning department. So I'm going to click on that just so you see all of the resources, all of the support for you as an online student. So you can see some of the resources here, whether you need help with your password or orientations, help with the Microsoft Office suite, if you want to call them by phone or you want to chat with them after hours or so forth. So there are all sorts of resources here that are updated at different points in the semester. So this is the digital learning department, a wonderful resource for you. And the last two items that are available are discussion boards. These are not just graded discussion boards. These are to get help with either the content or any particular assignment that you might have a question about, or troubleshooting about technology. Now, after you're finished, you'll notice we've covered the Start Here, and we've also covered what's under the Start Here folder, but this is still the course content section. So if you scroll down, you'll now notice that we have all the weeks available, from week 1 all the way down to the very end of the semester when we have finals week. So this is where we will actually launch the content section of this course, all right? So every week you'll see a new week of the semester emerge. Only that week will appear, depending on which week it is. So clearly we are going to start with week 1. We're going to go ahead and open the week 1 semester, week 1 of this course. And this week will be representative of every week, and it will look very similar. So when you open week 1, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go week 1, week 2, week 3, it doesn't matter what week it is. You're always going to start with what is called the weekly overview, course learning outcomes, to-do list, and deadlines. Please do not, let me repeat, do not jump into the assignments. The assignments are what follow below, okay? We're going to come back to these, but you do not want to start here. If you start with the assignments, you're not going to be doing things correctly. You're going to be missing some very critical information that you need to do these assignments correctly. So you're going to start right here with the weekly overview. Click on that. You're going to open that document, and it's always going to look the same. You're going to start out with a picture and an image. Then there's going to be a paragraph explaining what the week is about. Then you're going to see the course learning outcomes. These are explained. They'll be the same every week. It's what you should know and be able to do by the time we finish the entire course, okay? But what's specific to the week is what's called the weekly learning objectives. That is what you should know and be able to do by the time you finish that particular week. So week 1's learning objectives will be for week 1. Week 2's learning objectives will be for week 2, and so forth. It's kind of a check mark. So if you finish the week, you go back and you read these, you should be able to answer all the questions if you've done it well. It means you understand all the lecture materials, the reading materials, the videos, the activities. Then you will know and understand the content and the skill sets, right? So usually there's a comic from my favorite comic strip, Calvin and Hobbes, if it's pronounced correctly. Then there's your to-do list, right? The to-do list for the week 1 does look a little long. It looks maybe a little overwhelming. It's not meant to. It is not overwhelming. But the reason it looks initially a little overwhelming for week 1 is because we have the start here, because we're just starting our semester, and it also has what's normally available for week 1. So we're just trying to get our bearings in week 1 because we do have the start here folder. But week 1, the to-do list is then broken down into 3 sections. You'll always have what is available for your lecture or your readings, then your specific graded assignments, and then your videos, okay? So if anything ever has a blue underline, a hyperlink, that means you could click on it and it will go somewhere. For example, if we click on the syllabus or the calendar, it's going to take you to OneDrive and you can actually look at the calendar or the syllabus. For example, I'm going to click on my website, my professional biography, and it's going to take us to my website, and you can read and look at pictures or click on videos and learn more about me. The same thing is true for the textbook. You have an OER textbook, which is an open educational resources textbook. It's free. So when you click on this chapter 10, it's going to take you to my OneDrive files. Of course, you're going to log in as you, okay? In this case, it's taking me, and I'm going to log in as myself. It's quickly going to log in. It's checking my password, of course, and it's going to send me a message making sure I'm signing in correctly. And it's also sending me a push, an authentication to my, sending a push to my cell phone. So please be patient with that. And so it's going to do the same thing with you, making sure you're an STC student. It's going to log you on, and then you're going to have access to your textbook reading materials. So anything that has a blue hyperlink, it's going to log you in. The same is true for the videos. Now, right now, I'm not going to log on to those videos because, of course, we don't want that playing at the same time. Now, there are going to be a few reminders about things, whether it's about the quizzes, it's going to tell you the deadlines for your work being due, and then at the end, it's going to end with a quote, a motivational quote for the week. All right, once we get out of that and you're finished doing the weekly overview, that's where your assignments will appear. So these are all your graded assignments for the week. All of the instructions will appear, telling you how to manage those details. Now, as I said before, weeks 2, 3, 4, and so forth will appear as the semester continues. Now let's go back up to the course menu, and we just covered the content, a few other details about the top. The calendar is going to be amazing for you because you can check to make sure of your deadlines and what is due for each week. So check out your calendar. The announcements, they're not optional. So your professor will be sending out announcements about what's going on at the school, what's going on with your class. Make sure that when those pop-ups appear that you read them. Again, not optional. They are mandatory. Make sure you're keeping up with that. The discussion boards some of them are just if you have questions and you want to reach out to your instructor asking questions about certain things about the class. Other discussions are graded, but those will be embedded in the weekly content. The grade book, obviously the grade book is incredibly important. Your grades appear here. I update them on a weekly basis. If I ever need longer, I'll let you know, but I do keep up with those grades on a weekly basis. Not only will I post your total points, percentage, and grades, I also give feedback. So look for that little feedback icon. There's also a message section. This is our email system in Blackboard. We can email each other as professor and student. You can also email your classmates. You can email select classmates. Again, the email section is not optional. If you get an email from your professor, make sure you're reading it and responding to it. You don't need to be concerned with analytics or groups. All right, let's check out details and actions. The most important part of this section is the attendance. I do mark attendance, and you get counted for attending by submitting your work by grading by Sundays at 11:59 p.m. You get counted as not attending if you don't submit something for grading. Pretty easy. There's no live attendance. We don't have Zoom or Microsoft Teams or Blackboard Collaborate, so don't worry about that. Just make sure that you're submitting your work by Sundays at 11:59 p.m. So that's an overview of Blackboard. I hope that tutorial helps you, but if at any point you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out and ask me. But also Blackboard and distance education has hundreds of videos posted. There are tutorials, there are videos, there are trainings helping you understand how Blackboard works. So I hope you have fun learning how to use this tool for educational purposes. Happy Blackboarding and happy learning.